right, this is Algebra 2, Lesson 1-4. Today's date is August 30th, 2019. I'm recording this on the 29th at around 10:30. So before we even begin the lesson, make sure that you finish the Khan Academy homework. It looks like a lot of people were doing that, so thank you. You should also make sure that you have the summary finished for 1-3, so pull that out, make sure that you have the summary done. If not, do it right now. Alright, let's also check to see where we are on the unit guide. Here's our unit guide for Algebra 2. We are doing adding and subtracting polynomials 1-4, which means our next lesson is really a quiz. And when's the next time we're in class? We come back to class over the 3-day weekend on a Tuesday. So remember, after the 3-day weekend on Tuesday, we will be having a quiz. So be ready for that. I'm warning you right now. Let's also check who has been updating their unit guide. Oh boy, not very many of us. So this needs to be a little bit better, guys. So please be updating your unit guide so this is all filled in. If I show you my geometry class, for example, they're a little bit more filled in than you guys. My Algebra 1 class, they also need to be working on it a little bit better too. But please do be working on it. Alright, so coming back here to our unit guide and here to the notes. Our objective today, add and subtract polynomials in a variety of forms. So yesterday we did adding and subtracting. Today we're also doing adding and subtracting. It's going to be pretty straightforward. I mean, our notes are super short. You probably already saw that. Here's an example. If P is this polynomial and Q is this polynomial, how do I do P minus Q? Well, I can actually write it out if I wanted to show you what's happening, but you don't need to. P is negative 3t squared plus 4t. I'm trying to have them more of a curve so that I don't mix them up with my pluses. Plus 8, and that is going to be subtracting, and I'm going to use parentheses here because this negative is going to have to distribute into each of these three terms. So 2t squared minus 7t plus 12. Alright, so again, you have to distribute this negative into all three of these terms. So let's do that and get it out of the way. It's going to be a negative 2t squared plus 7t minus 12, and that's going to be added to this one. So I'm just going to copy and paste because I have technology. Copy paste, and there it is. So there's my new equation. Now I need to combine like terms. The t squareds, I'm going to underline these to show what I'm doing. I have the negative 3t squared and negative 2t squared, and that's going to form a negative 5t squared. Next up, we have a positive 4t and a positive 7t. That's going to make a positive 11t. And then lastly, we have a positive 8 and a negative 12. It's a little bit hard to see there because I kind of crossed through it, but it will make a negative 4, and there is our final answer. Box it. Just as a review, if I ever have a sentence that says subtract 3 from 5, what you're really doing here, this is the same thing as saying if you have 5, subtract 3 from that 5, so minus 3, and that would be 2. So the same process, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking, oh, subtract 3, 5. 3 minus 5. No, it's the other way around. You have to switch these two now. So be careful. Half of the homework problems are doing this thing where it says subtract something from something. Know that it's kind of backwards. We have to do 5 minus 3, not 3 minus 5. Alright, so here's your example. Subtract 8x squared minus 6x plus 9 from negative 6x squared plus 2x minus 5. So that means I'm doing this one first. I'm going to copy it down. Negative 6x squared plus 2x minus 5, and I'm going to subtract. Use parentheses whenever you subtract so you remember that you need to distribute the negative. 8x squared minus 6x plus 9. Alright, let's go ahead and distribute that negative. So this is going to go into all three of these terms. When I do that, I get a negative 8x squared, a positive 6x, and a negative 9. And again, copying and pasting the same line. Copy, paste. There is our new equation. Or not equation, it's really an expression. And to finish this guy off, let's see, we have a negative 6x squared, a negative 8x squared, that combines to a negative 14x squared. Next up, what was the next color I used from the last one to be consistent? Black squares, so plus 2x plus 6x, and that's going to be plus 8x. plus 8x. Then red circles, -5, -9 is a -14. That is the final answer, and box it. Okay, notes were super short. Do not do the summaries in class. Please do not do them for homework over the 3-day weekend sometime, or maybe just tonight. You may now begin on Khan Academy. Good luck, and I hope you guys have a nice 3-day weekend. I will see you on Tuesday.